Alright, so here's our piece of meat that we're going to season up here a little bit. Oh man, look at that. Ooh, that is some good stuff. Throw that in the sink. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pat this down a little bit. Let me get some paper towel. I should have done that first. I'm going to pat this down and dry it just a little bit. Oh, look at that fat in the bottom. Oh, that's going to be really nice. So this is a sirloin tip. It's about 2.5 pounds. So very, very nice. So bought it was on sale. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to season a little bit. I'm going to rub some olive oil all over it. And then I'm going to rub some of this Montreal steak sauce. And I know it's not the cleanest stuff, but it's not bad. I mean, it's you know, it's really coarse salt, spices, black pepper, and red pepper, garlic, onion. Has sunflower oil in it, which is not the best, and natural flavoring in it. So, but other than that, it's okay. And there's no sugar or anything else in it, so I'm okay with it. So, so I'm gonna pour just a little bit of olive oil all over this thing. You know what, I'm gonna get a piece of paper towel because I know when I'm done with it, I'm gonna use it to wipe my hands. So I'm gonna rub this all over it, get it good coated. On this side too, just get it really nice, rub that in there really good. Then we're going to take the Montreal sauce. You know what? We're just going to rub that in. Want those juices to be in there and season it really nice. So I've been wanting to try a Sous Vide cooker for a while, so this was my toy that I bought on Amazon Prime Day. I'll put a link down below for the Sous Vide cooker, so if you want to check it out or something. They're pretty cheap. I was surprised. This is an Instapot one, so it's not like one of the real expensive ones. It's really was pretty cheap. So, and Sous Vide is just really means to cook under pressure, right? So. Now I did get some silicone bags, so these are BPA approved. These are silicone bags, so I'm going to open the silicone bag up. Hopefully open it up. My hands are all oily. Hold on a second, I'm going to... Alright, hold on a second. I gotta wash my hands. My hands are just sliding. Alright, I got the bag open. Yay! So now I'm going to take this sirloin tip roast and I'm going to put it in the bag here. Hopefully without getting it all over the bag. I'm going to move this out of our way. Now I am making quite a mess here. But that's alright. Usually messy food tastes really good. So I'm going to try to get this down in as far as I can. I'm going to clean off the top here so it's sealed pretty good. Now if you don't know what Sous Vide is, it means to cook under pressure, and it's usually done in a water bath. And what I didn't realize until I really started looking into it, that most restaurants are actually, they Sous Vide cook steaks and other meats and that way there they can cook it and have it cook for long periods of time at certain temperatures, so that when you come in and say, hey, I want a rare steak or a medium well done steak or whatever, they can just put it on there. So this is a little air compressor. It's supposed to suck all the air out. So let's see how it works. Well, it looks like it's sucking the air out. It is working. You got to push it down a little bit. So the whole idea is I get this all under pressure like this. It looks good. It's down. And then I'm going to let this sit overnight, and tomorrow we're going to actually put it in the water bath and start cooking it in the water bath tomorrow. So we're going to let this sit and marinate in its own juices, sealed in there really tight like this, as well as with the seasoning and everything else in there. So all right, so we'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk more about what we're doing with this piece of meat. All right, it's time to get the sous vide cooking going. So this is going to be a new experience for me. Hopefully you too as well. So a couple of things of what I have done is I actually got a sous vide 12 quart cooking vessel, I would call it. It's plastic. It goes up to 210 degrees, I believe it is. And then it comes with a silicone cover to cover it, because of these long, when you're cooking for a long period of time, you want to try to keep as much water in it as you can. So that's kind of the water vessel. Tip it down here a little bit so you can see it. So that's kind of what it looks like. I put it on a, because I'm trying to keep the heat off of the surface of the counter. So what I did was I put a cutting board underneath it, wooden cutting board underneath it, and then I have a cookie tray, a cooling tray underneath that, so that the pan is sitting on that. So I'm just trying to keep the heat off the counter. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but I just kind of wanted to keep the heat off the counter. I guess the alternative would be to leave it on the stove, but then again, if it's on the stove, we can't use the stove. So it was kind of, well, this is going to cook for 24 hours. This is my meat. I got my meat out here. So this is a sirloin tip roast that we're going to do, about 2.5 pounds of meat. So this should be enough for a meal on Sunday, our Sunday meal, plus probably enough for at least 1 day a week, if not 2 days a week, for 2 other meals. So it'll either be one day for 2 meals, or 2 days for 2 meals, right? So we'll either get 4 or 6 meals out of this. That's what I'm saying. I guess that's what I should have said. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to show you a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. I'm actually going to lower it down because you want to see this. You don't necessarily want to see me in this video. So this is the water vessel. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this in. And because this is meat, it sinks to the bottom pretty easily. I do tell you that it does come with a sous vide rack that goes in here. That will, if you're cooking vegetables or anything else, the sous vide rack goes down and it actually holds it down, because the vegetables and stuff are light and they don't want to float. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put the silicone cover. I'm going to put this cover on here the best I can. Right. And again, because of its long heat, and that's really the reason I got this. You could do this in a pan. You don't really need this vessel. You could do a big frying pan or something of that nature. And then I'm going to take this clip, and I'm going to clip it in the corner over here, just because I want that bag to hold in place and I don't want it to lift down. Now these bags do have a vacuum seal on them. You saw that in the first part of the video. And then this is the sous vide cooker. I'm going to put it in here like so. Just let it sit in there. I'll bring it around and kind of show you what it looks like so you can kind of see. So it's kind of down in it, but not touching the bottom. So that's kind of where it sits. I'm going to adjust the camera up here a little bit. I'm going to set it up here, and we're going to adjust the camera down a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop the video. We're going to set this up so that you can actually see me touching the dial and adjusting it. So let me adjust the camera, okay? All right, I think that's about the best angle I can get it at right now. So first you're just going to turn it on, hit the on button. Oops, I got to plug it in first. First you got to plug it in. And it comes up and it automatically sets 133 degrees for 4 hours. That's what it automatically comes up. We're going to change that. We're going to take the temperature. We're going to push on it and see the temperature flashing on it. So I just increase it. I'm going to go 136. And we're going to do 136. And maybe we'll do 137. And we're going to do that. And then, so I hit this button again. And then it sets the time. So we're going to set this for 24 hours. So I'm going to hit that little plus sign. And hold it down until it gets to 24 hours. Went a little over. All right, 24 hours, and then I'm going to hit the go. And there's a little green light coming up. And I don't know if you can hear that. It's so slight that it can't hear, so it doesn't make very much noise. But you can see the water is moving. So it looks like there's good circulation. It says preheating. When the preheating comes up, it will actually start, the timer will go off and it will start counting down on the timer. So the water temperature right now is 105 degrees because I put hot water in here from the house. I figured that would help a little bit. And we're just going to let it go. All right, so that's all there is to it. So if anything else comes up that I think you should know about in this episode of how do I sous vide cook a roast. Now again, the whole purpose of this is to let me take that. So again, the whole purpose of this is so that we can cook cheaper cuts of meat to save us money on our meats and actually have a good quality meat that is how do you say, soft and juicy, and it melts in your mouth, right? So that's the premise behind it. I'm also going to do some other things too. I'm hoping that I'm going to do some chicken breast with it. I can season the chicken breast, blah, 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 and learn to talk first. And from the chicken breast, I can actually do some good things for like protein sparing modifying days or regular days, just because the sous vide would keep it nice and moist, and any seasoning or anything you season it with will just be in that pressurized vessel and that pressurized bag under the water, and it will absorb all of that juice and it will cook in its natural juices. So instead of barbecuing it or doing something else with it, it will come out. And hopefully it's a little easier than the Instapots, but we're gonna find out. So, but that's where we're at. So here we go. Good look at it. So you can kind of see it. It's kind of interesting because on the screen it's flashing around, and in real life it's not flashing around. So I'm not sure the light's catching it or something else. But anyway, so we'll come back in the next segment and we'll show you hopefully what it looks like when it's coming out of the water bath. All right, so I think the sous vide cooking is done. It has been in here for about 26 hours. We let it go a couple more hours because we weren't ready for dinner quite yet. So I'm going to take this beast out. And we're going to see how it's done. Throw that in the sink. You know, I'm going to take a towel, put a towel down just to get some of that water out of it. So sit it down. All right. So we're going to take this out of the bag here. I'm going to let this water just sit here and cool because it's pretty warm. It's 135 degrees, so I don't think I want to spill it on myself. I unplugged my sous vide cooker now. Like I said, I'm going to let that cool for a minute. I'm going to adjust the camera here, and we'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do next with this and the next steps. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to take the roast out of his bag. Now there's a lot of really nice juice in this bag, so I would not throw that juice away. We can either make some gravy with it or we can use it for something else. I'm going to put the roast on the pan here a little bit. I'm trying to think about how I want to. Look at that nice juice. Oh man, that's nice. So we are going to save that. I'm going to put it in the sink though, just so it doesn't go anywhere, because that will make some really nice drippings and stuff of that nature. And then I want to get some paper towels, which I should have before. And we're going to actually pat this dry. Try to soak up most of that water off, because what we're going to do now, I turned the broiler on. We're going to throw this in the broiler and we're going to broil this thing up pretty good. I may wipe some of the seasoning off. Not all of it, but just enough of it. So I'm going to try to get as much of that off as I can. Both sides, because now we're going to brown them. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to throw this in the broiler, put it in for a couple of minutes on one side, then flip it over and do a couple minutes on the other side. So that's the plan now, and that will sear the outside of it. And then after we sear that, we'll come back and do some cutting and see what the inside looks like, right? So it looks good to me. So again, you may wanna, it's up to you, take some of the seasoning off just so it's not so salty or whatever you want, you know. I'm hoping after sitting in that bath, sitting in the marinade for so long, then sitting in that bath, hopefully it absorbed a lot of the seasoning from it. So that's all I'm thinking. So and again, hopefully we have some really good juices here when we get into it. So the oven's heating up right now. When the oven's done heating up, the broiler's done heating up, we'll come back and I'll show you it putting it into the oven and setting that up. All right, so we got the Ninja Foodi grill out, so we're gonna do it in the Ninja Foodi grill. So we put it on broil. It's going now. It's getting hot, so I'm gonna throw the piece of meat in there. And we're gonna let that go for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna flip it over and do the other side. So I'll come back when we're done broiling it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done broiling. And hopefully you can stick around for it. All right, so it's done. So this is, you can hear it sizzling. You hear that sizzle? Wow, nice. Now we should let this rest for a couple of minutes before we cut into it. I'm so curious. I really want to cut into it, and you know, so. Let's let it rest for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to cut into this thing and then see how it goes. Alright? Alright, we're ready to try this thing out and slice it up and give it a go. Let's see if I can do this. Oh man, it feels so nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's cut so easy. Nice. What do you think? How good does that look? Oh, nice. This is my first time using this sous vide. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I say, it's cutting really easy. It looks really good. I'm not sure whether I'm cutting this right or not, but it looks really good. Look at that piece of meat. Wow. Nice. It smells delicious, so. Very, very nice. All right. All right, so I'm going to serve this up, and I'll come back. I'll show you what we're going to have for dinner with this. Actually, let's take a little piece of this and cut it and give it a little taste test. So I'm going to taste a little piece on the end here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to adjust the camera up so that you can actually see me do the taste test. How's that? That would be even that would be better. Oh, well, there you can actually see me. So again, I'm pretty happy with it. Wow, that's really good. Wow. That's really tender. Really tender. So here's a piece from a little more inside. I think next time maybe I'll do it a little bit, maybe down a little bit more, another degree or two. Instead of I did 37 degrees, I think it was, and so I think next time I'm going to do it a little bit so it's a little bit more rare. But it's really nice. This is really good. Wow. That's really, really good. The marinade and everything we put on it, that's a winner. Boy, that's a winner and a half. So, all right, I'll come back and I'll show you what we're gonna have for dinner. If you're interested, just seeing, I'll do a quick clip of all the things that's gonna go with this. So this will give us our meal tonight and probably one meal during the week, if not 2 meals during the week. So, all right, stick around. All right, so here's our final dinner. The meat that we did, the sous vide cooking meat. We're gonna have some veggies with it. There's the drippings from it right here that you see. So that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So, you know, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully, you know, it was good. Took a long time to cook. Didn't take a lot of, how do I say? Didn't take a lot of effort or work, but it was pretty quick as far as that goes. It's a long time once you put it in a bath and just leave it in there. But it was really, really good. So we're gonna sit down and eat it and enjoy it. Hey, hopefully again you liked the video. Hopefully you click on that little circle right here and then take a look at this video here and this video here and this video over here if you want to see more content like that. So I'd really love to have you stick around and enjoy some more. Talk to you later.